Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more RimWorld, returning to a no-hope playthrough. Now, it has been a little while since I've played this game because I have been sick and unable to record for a few days, so I do not remember 100% what was going on in the series, but from what I do recall, we had this toxic fallout event that was affecting us, and so far it has affected us for 4 days. So as a result, we've been stuck indoors. And to facilitate that, I built this hallway. And one thing I think I'd like to do while I'm thinking about it is I would like to put a lamp in there in the corner. And because I've been playing Oxygen Not Included a little bit recently as well, I'm going to have to try and remember the controls and everything. So I might struggle a little bit at first. Oh, we're missing a door here. I think maybe I was trying to replace the material here, and obviously I forgot to replace it, so we'll replace it with wood, because I imagine that was what I was trying to do, because we have a fair amount of wood at this point. And I think that's pretty much it. We're working on expanding the hydroponic farm over here, and everybody should be restricted to indoors, which they are. That's good. And as long as that is this toxic fallout is going on, that's fine. And out of my own curiosity, how is the toxic buildup? So it's minor for some of these visitors that are here right now. All right, well, let's go ahead and continue here, and we'll speed time up. All right, so one of them is leaving. So the toxic fallout didn't really affect them and the time that they were there. We still have this group over here, but they haven't been there as long. So just to take a look at the toxic buildup. Yeah, just minor. Person also had some other health effects, and these guys just have initial because they haven't been there as long. And we're harvesting some crops here, so that's all good. And another thing I think I'd like to do is add in flooring. I do have a fair amount of stone right now, and that does mean that we have the resources to do some flooring, and that gives our construction team things to do, so why not? And we have a fair amount of sandstone, and that's what a lot of the rest of our flooring is made out of, so go ahead and continue that sandstone. I might make the flooring in here out of a different material, but I think it's a good idea to eventually floor this area off, because I think if you don't, you always have the threat of a bug invasion or something like that. I may not understand that event all that well, but replacing these walls and the floor from natural material, I think, is probably a good idea at some point. Oh, it looks like the other group must have left too, so. All right, and we're still making, I'm gonna guess, fine meals here. Oop, I have to click on, yeah, fine meals, because we have plenty of food, as we did pick up some dead bodies that the toxic fallout produced, more or less, by killing all the animals in the area. I wish from what I remember, I think I didn't realize immediately that that was something I could have been looking for, so we didn't get as many animals as we possibly could have, but also our fridge is quite full at the moment, so. Oh no, actually, there they are. For some reason I thought they had left, but they're still hanging around. You know, now that I think about it, I probably should make it out of slate instead, shouldn't I? Because that's what material we have while we're restricted. So I am going to change the floor order in here, and we're going to change it to slate instead, because that's what we can access. And the whole idea is to allow them to do a job while, you know, while they're in here, so we don't have any idle population. We don't have any problems with that right now, but when this mining job gets done, it will become a problem. All right, so now these guys are leaving, so let's see where they were. Yeah, still initial. So not too bad. Okay, oh, worst of toxic fallout has settled, so we no longer have that. So that's actually really good. That means we can go in here and just unrestrict everybody. That's perfect. So in the morning, I think the thing to do is I'm going to just keep this slate, even though it doesn't match the stone floor in here. Because this is slate tile, so we don't necessarily have 100% matching. We've got marble tile over here, and then this is just a patchwork of different things at the time that we were doing this. And then I guess the next job would be to floor in here. And I might even start working on replacing these walls as well, because I just don't like the idea of keeping natural walls around. And I think I dimensioned this properly, so if I take a look at, and I believe it's under furniture, the sun lamp. I think that's going to be filling things up. I think there's a way I can do this so we can see both. Yeah, there we go. So we have some dead zones, but I think what I'm going to want to do, now that we're in fall time, we have these coolers keeping temperatures low in the hydroponic farm area, which is what we're going to need to not have them get too hot, the plants too hot, and them die as a result. So we're also going to need to maintain their temperatures because the outdoor temperature is starting to drop. So to do that, I figure, why don't we put in some heaters? So roughly around the halfway point, we're going to put a heater in here and a heater. Oh, the power isn't quite over far enough to reach there, but eventually we'll bring the power over and we'll reach that area. And you know what? Why don't we go ahead and put a vent in here? I think that this area is going to be semi-permanent. At least the idea is that it's going to be permanent. I'm going to go ahead and put a vent in there just so that this area can cool this area. We could put a vent from the main base in here, but for now, I think the simpler task is just put a vent in there. And then, now that we have no problem moving around our base, I can either work on security, which was to make kill boxes, or I can work on finishing this room off just so that we don't have any issues, which may occur if we're not careful. Let's go ahead and speed through time here as we get through the morning. All right, so we should be able to replant our crops now that the toxic fallout is no longer affecting us. As a matter of fact, the good thing about that is some heal root did not die, which is good because it seems like it takes a very long time to grow. Although our hydroponic farm plants seem to grow at a very rapid rate compared to the crops out here. So I wonder if that's a difference in the climate, that this is it's maybe so hot out here that the growing it doesn't go so well. I'm not sure. But Han's going to have his work cut out for him as he gets some potatoes and other various crops. And we definitely do need to expand the fridge. That was another thing that was on the docket to do. So I might expedite that. So what I would like to do is, first off, we're going to need to haul all of these. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this zone, make it just one zone over in this corner. And then we're going to expand the fridge out. Not exactly sure how far I'm going to expand it out. Okay, let's work on the zones then. So we have this dumping stockpile that I think I'm going to have to move a little bit. Oh, you know what? Try that again. Draw it from here down that way. That way we keep that the same. And then we'll just tell them to haul these things. And then what I'd like to do is make a stockpile zone. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to put this. I could put it over here somewhere, or Let's draw the walls first. So, let's say sandstone we have a fair amount of, so we can do it here. Say we expand it out that far. Okay, I'm not done necessarily with the thing, but I'm gonna just draw these lines to kind of get an idea where we're gonna be. So that's a decent expansion, and as a result, I go over to the zones, go to stockpile zone. I feel like I can fit that zone there, and then we're just gonna click on the zone, copy settings, paste settings. Then we're gonna go delete, and then they should haul that naturally. And then continuing on with the sandstone walls, I'm gonna make it to there, and then we're gonna put the coolers in here, and then we're going to close the area off. So that should work. All right, hauled everything we needed to haul. Still working on the flooring here, though. Uh-oh, we got a raid. All right, so it already is going to automatically pause. Okay, arrived and drop pods nearby. Use sappers to tunnel around your defenses. So let's jump to their location. They haven't dropped in yet. All right, so there's a fair number of them, 5. And I don't know if they're attacking right away or not. Oh, okay, so they mostly have clubs. Well, not mostly, they have a few clubs. Minigun. So the only real threat, I guess, is the Molotov cocktails, which we're going to want to do something about. So our main combat units are going to be Luke and R2-D2. And I'm going to go ahead and draft both of them. I'm not sure where these guys are going to attack. My guess would be over here, but they may go around this way. So either way, I figure let's move them over here. Okay, yeah, they are going up. Kind of wish they would have split up. Okay. So I think the idea that we're going to have here is I'm going to put R2-D2 for a very... I'm not sure I like this idea, but I'm going to put her right here. That way she can shoot down this way. Luke, I'm going to put over here. So the game plan is... Actually, no, I'm going to put him up here. I might even have him go outside and try and take pot shots at these guys. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. They're going to try and break through the center area, which is good and bad. The good point is, well, R2-D2 is going to have to change her positioning then. They're going to get in the base, I think. I don't know if I can really stop them if they're going to go that way. The upside, though, is that they're going to funnel in between our 2 gun turrets. I'm trying to think of a good place to put R2-D2 that's not going to get her killed. Maybe behind this bit of sandbag. And I still think we're going to try and do some flanking action with Luke. Because he should have speed on his side. Oh, wow. They broke through very quickly. I would have hoped that those stone doors would have lasted a little bit longer than that. Okay. Oh, can't quite reach those guys, huh? Now, the guy that got into the base is the guy with the Molotov cocktails. Oh, crap. Restricting everybody. Area 1. That is not R2-D2 or Luke. That could have been bad. So, get everybody inside. And just to make sure, we're going to go ahead and... Well, he's going to go over here and haul. Draft on draft. He'll haul, he'll take it inside. So that's not a big deal, I guess. Okay, so Luke is in a position to keep firing at them. R2-D2 is in a position to fire. Alright, so this is gonna get dangerous, but... Holy crap. Get out of that line of fire. Okay, so we dropped this guy. We should be faster than Otis, so we should be able to outrun him. And I need you to... I'm not sure how he's going to move that way, so I'm going to have to... Okay, and the real dangerous guy, the Molotov cocktail guy, he's been dropped. So that's important. Okay, do we have R2-D2 standard ground or not? I think we have her go inside. Okay, Luke, I'm gonna need you to move there. All right, go ahead and prop the door open and shoot people from there. Okay, they're fleeing. Okay, that guy's down. I don't necessarily really want that minigun, so that guy can run. I don't really care. Wow, we dropped a lot of these guys. I actually didn't realize that. The guy with the shield is probably gonna get away. Let's go ahead and immediately go to restrictions. So that could have been a lot worse, but we kind of lucked out. I mean, they did break down a couple of our doors, but outside of that, not really a whole lot happened there. All right, so Luke can be undrafted as well. This guy's gonna get away. Even if I could keep shooting him, he has a shield. He's gonna be able to tank some shots there. All right. I think what I've learned here is that I need to do something about this area to trap it up or something. But in any case, this guy broke through. Let's tell them to be stripped. Everyone that is dead is going to be stripped. Unforbid stripped. And I don't think we killed anybody over here, even though I think I shot a fair number of them over there. I think they all died over here. So we're already stripping them. Let's go ahead and unforbid the weapon. So we got another assault rifle, which is good. It's in good condition as well. Got a minigun, which I'm not too excited about. As you saw there, minigun had a crazy rate of fire, but it really did not have the accuracy. I didn't get hit even once. Now, I could have, through luck or unluckiness, been hit, but so far, so good. The club, I'm gonna unforbid, but I mean, we're getting all these tribal weapons and they're piling up at the moment. All right, we kind of need to butcher that animal at some point. Oh, this guy's not dead. Well, let's take a look at him. First health. Did he get anything blown off? Not that I can tell, although he does have a pretty bad gunshot to his head. Okay, so let's go to his character. He's incapable of intellectual and dumb labor, so that's two ends of the scale right there. He's a pessimist and he's a prostophobe. That I'm not really too worried about. Of course, if he lost a limb, then, you know, that's going to be kind of problematic. But he can't haul. I'm starting to think just to let this guy die, really. I mean, we might put a cap on his head, but I'm happy with how many colonists we have. We don't need any more. I could capture him, patch him up, and then let him go, but I'm not sure. You know what? Why don't we do that? We'll do that. There was a little bit of a hiccup there, I noticed. I don't really have a bed for him, though, is one problem, but I guess we could stick him in one of these rooms. I'm trying to think of security. I could stick him in this hallway. It makes it easy for him to escape, but he'll have to run through traps or something. Alright, yeah, sure, why not? We'll put furniture, sleeping spot, rotate it around, put it in this corner. We'll make this the prisoner bed. That's a really weird place to make a prisoner bed, but that's what it's going to be. And then we're going to use somebody to capture this guy. And then we're going to have old Ben patch him. Alright, a colony settler named, okay, calls you from a nearby, blah, 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 72 years old, don't care. Okay. So there he is. Where's old Ben? There he is. Let's, read him. And let's, take a look at him here real quick. Health. We're not going to use any medicine on him. Unless we have heal root, which I guess I'm alright with that. Ooh, cargo pods. Okay, so we've got a bunch of sleep blocks. We can use that. That makes my job easier. And while we're at it, we do need to get more doors. And we just got slate, so why don't we use slate here? Now, again, ideally, I think I'm going to end up putting traps in here at some point, but I'm going to have to need a way in to rearm them safely. So right now, there's nothing I can do about that, but in the future, I'm hoping that's something we can address. All right, you know what? Can you haul the weapons first? Alright, well, while we have this guy, let's go ahead and take a look at him. So, that's, I think it's under prisoner. Yeah, there it is. So, recruitment difficulty is at 67%, which is, it's a little bit better than we've seen in the past. He's really good at close combat, which is something I don't really care about. So, yeah, screw this guy. I mean, he's good at artistry, but I don't really care. So, we're going to patch him up and then release him. So when he can go, he will go. All right, so you have some people that have tattered apparel. I'm not going to really worry about it right this second. And we're close to having the night be over. We do have some compacted machinery in here. All right, so I think tomorrow I'm going to work on finishing the hydroponic farm area up so that we have it walled off and nice and ready to go. At least that's the game plan. And then all right, so I could expand that zone. I don't feel like there's a reason we shouldn't, so go ahead and just expand that on over like that. Kind of does slow this area down walking wise, but it is what it is. All right, so let's speed through the night. Then we have this damage to repair. Another thing I could do is I could make this area kind of a trap area because it's a little bit bigger, or maybe even over here. Maybe knock out this little segment and then have them have a little walk around like this that we can put traps in. All right. We have a little bit of repairs needing done. A lot of repairs needing done over here. Again, I think we lucked out with the fact that the guy in front was the guy with the Molotov cocktails, and he like went down really quickly. The reason I'm happy about that is because he could have started a fire on our gun turrets, and then even if they would have had health, they might have blown up on us before we could put out the fire. So I'm happy about that much. Space already occupied. Okay, so apparently you can't put power cables into natural walls. That makes perfect sense. So I guess it's time to do a little bit of work here. I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way around here, and we'll patch it up with walls so we can put power conduit, because we're gonna need power conduits in this area anyway, so it's kind of forcing my hand. Please tell me you didn't go all the way over there to get stone. Please tell me that's the case. Alright, so she doesn't have any stone blocks around in the vicinity. Well, she will if I haul this stuff. So, for now, I may suspend this bill. So I'm just going to suspend it now. So she's already got the stone there, but we'll suspend the bill. We're not going to do any more stone cutting for the meantime. We've got a lot of slate blocks, so... I also want to expand the fridge, though. As a matter of fact, we just had this thing. This thing's rotting now, and we don't want it in here, so... Somebody needs to haul it out. Talking about no empty place. I probably only have... Alright, fine. Animal corpses. Oh. Yeah, so animal corpses is fine, but I want to make sure... Aw. See, I don't... Oh, well. Let's just haul it out. I don't really want them continuing to haul animal corpses over here. I just want them to haul human corpses, so... I may change that, like, now. Now that we've already done it. I'm gonna turn that off. So, animal corpses. There we go. Alright, so that's turned off. Yeah. Alright, well, in any case, I think there's a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.